Okay, guys, so I seem to be pretty good at offending people, saying things that I don't believe are at all offensive, just speaking truths, and people seem so quick to get offended, especially females, nearly always females actually. So I'm going to look at something that I said, why I said it, and address some of the concerns that were brought up by the easily offended. Okay, so let's start by showing this post where I said, if you can't find a good man or woman, it probably means you're not attractive to a good man or woman. Okay, so I didn't speak it to anybody, I didn't name names, I just stated this, and I'm going to explain why I stated it and what the background is in just a moment. But just without any context, I had loads of people disagreeing. Mostly, actually, they did agree. Here you go, here's somebody. Ethan, that was a very unloving comment to make. You probably hurt a lot of people. Please explain yourself. Okay. Anyway, Ethan, just forget it, Ethan. And she finishes, I can deal with the response, but you don't feel like you said anything wrong, so there's no point really. But yeah, I definitely didn't say anything wrong. And definitely not to someone to come on and personally attack me, telling me that I'm unloving with that statement, which is a very true statement. But why did I say it? What's the context? And that's what I'm going to cover now. So I'm going to show one video of hundreds and hundreds of what I think of as delusional women. This is a good example of a delusional woman, and I want you to see what she says, and you make up your own mind, and then I will make some comments. I hope that the sound can be heard on this properly without too much echoing. I'm not sure how that's going to work. We will see. So let's play it.
To settle for regular type dude.
How tall are you?
I am 5.
Okay, just in case you didn't hear that too well, she's saying, so I'm supposed to settle for a regular dude, am I? So he's now asking her some questions about herself. So hopefully as I say, hopefully you can hear this.
Type dude.
How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
10.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
157.
Then what would you rank yourself, 1 to 10?
6.
Almost 33 pounds, 33% over your ideal target weight. And you have 2 children. Overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average?
Average.
Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are. Let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man? Why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money.
You ain't fine enough for no money. You said you're 6. You don't get money.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
Okay, here's a little rude there in saying that, but the truth remains. So this woman is a woman that thinks that she deserves a high value man. By high value men, what they're meaning in all these videos, it's a good looking, successful man. By successful, we're talking typically a minimum of 200,000 to 300,000 a year, bottom of the scale, and more. So this woman thinks that she should get a high value, her definition, man, and look at her. Right, she's I don't want to be rude either, but this woman is not particularly attractive. She's got 2 children. Who knows how many failed relationships behind her, and she thinks that she should be able to get a high value man, and of course she can't. And so what I'm seeing over and over and over again is women like this who are very average, and I would say she's below average by far. Having 2 children alone, for a high value man, does he want to have a wife that's got children from another marriage? And the answer is no. Very few men would want that, and high value men have a lot more choices than regular men. But she sees it as an average man is beneath her, and so because of that she can't get a man. And we're seeing this over and over and over again. Women who cannot get men, they don't understand why not, because they can actually get a man for the night or for short term. And they then think then that should equate to being able to get a marriage partner, and it doesn't. And they can't get men, and many of them are coming on and they're crying and they're upset about, they can't find a good man, they can't get a good man. And the reason is because they are going for a top 1-2% men. They want men that are 6'2" and above, earning loads of money, fit, all of these things, and they're super average and below average. So that is what is going on. Now, back to my post. So what I was saying was, if you're not able to find a man or a woman, it works as well, but it's mainly the other way around. If you're not able to find a man who will marry you, it probably means that you're not attractive. And when I say attractive, I'm saying the whole package. You're not an attractive proposition for a high value, good quality man. So if you're a woman like that, and you can't get one, it's probably because you're not an attractive proposition for them. You're probably not good enough looking. If you've got kids, and all the other things that men, high quality men, are looking for, you probably don't have them, and that's why you can't find a man like that who will marry you. So instead of saying where are all the good men, you need to be looking at your own level. And a lot of these women do not look at their own level. In fact, very often that particular woman gave a reasonable assertion as to her, her position. She said 6. I think it's less, but it's not outrageous that she said 6. But a lot of the time, a lot of these women are saying that they're 10s. I've seen a group of 10 women, reasonably attractive women, but every one of them says they're a 10. So what they're doing is they're overvaluing themselves and what they have to offer, and then they're undervaluing the men. So for example, the stats say that women think that 80% of men are ugly. So they're downplaying men and the attributes of men and putting it down, and they're upplaying what they have, which is basically very little most of the time. And then they're getting all upset that they can't find any good men, and it's because they're not in the same league as these good men that they want to marry. It's not because there aren't any good men, it's because they're looking far above their station. Most men don't do that, partly because they're hit with reality. Men in general struggle to, on dating apps, for example, only 5% of men get swiped on. So women are used to getting man after man after man after man for casual stuff. Most men don't get a look at. So they work in reality. They know that it's difficult to find a good woman and what have you, so that they're working in reality. But women are told they're queens, they're beautiful. They can be absolutely huge and very not beautiful by normal standard. Like they would never be a model, for example. You'd never see them on the arm of the Hollywood stars, because the Hollywood stars tend to be with the women that are super attractive. These women wouldn't be on there, but they still think they're a queen and that they're a 10. And then they still want the Hollywood stars, the athletes and all of these things, and it's ridiculous. So all I'm saying is you need to get real with yourself and where your level is at, and stop knocking men and saying there's no good men and 80% of men are ugly and all the rest of it. Get real, evaluate yourself properly, evaluate the men properly, and when you're seeking someone of the same sort of level as you are, and yes, there are levels, and when you're seeking someone of the same level, you're in with every opportunity of finding someone. But when you're looking for somebody way better than you are, then you're just going to struggle and not find someone who will marry you that's 4 and 5 levels above you in terms of things like looks and success and all these things, which frankly are what people are looking for. When you go and look for someone to partner with, you're looking for certain things and certain qualities, and there are different levels. Not many women, for example, would go and find a homeless guy and try and date him because he's below their level, right? That's just how it is. So that's what I was saying. It's a very obvious, clear, general truth. Then you get people coming on being all offended at that, presumably because they can't find a man, and they're feeling that it's aimed at them or whatever. I didn't give any names or aim at anybody. I'm just stating a general truth, and people just get very easily offended. I think 1 or 2 people I ended up having to literally unfriend because it was getting ridiculous. Anyway, there's another comment. Look, that sounds a little harsh. Does it sound harsh? No. All right, there you go. That's my explanation to that post.